table right in front of me. He said one songbird, oh, to set him free. And I'm waiting here, oh, to sing to me. So I hold back in home stays. What I feel now won't fall like it did in the past. So I hold, so I hold, so I hold, so I hold. So I don't wanna give up, don't wanna give up. I don't wanna give up, don't wanna. Oh, I don't wanna give up, don't wanna give up. No, I don't wanna give up, don't wanna give up. Oh, I don't wanna give up, don't I wish I was somber rose that marked the spot where all the wild things grow, and someone who could breathe the thorns would find me there and bring me home. The light that shines on us may bring a shadow for someone else. With all that's going on, can we see the beauty that's all around? that's going on. May we see the beauty that's all around. I had a dream. I was caught in the rain. Was floating between all around my head. And could not grace take a hold of anything. Seemed like letting go was the only way, only way. And oh, did I wonder, but I do not know if you'd ever show, ever show, ever show, ever show. Down the West River Parkway, behind the walls, there's a corner just over there. It is hidden low, hidden low. How far is how far? Would you let this go? when we were just cruising down the strip, moving by the click. They were talking about what they don't know. Young, dumb, and busted, and all of us was trusting. Wings we had would carry us, something unpredictable. Sun was going down. Got the windows open as I cruise around. Sun was going down. Got the windows open, and you were in the back seat. I was in front, in the middle. All our dreams were probable cause. Probably we didn't know what's ahead of us. Never felt so free, never felt so. I never felt so. Up in LA and I'm stuck up in lanes, barely moving, running way too miles through the city. Feel like a break roads with lovers and me, not giving what they got, they hoping that they get some more. Sun was going down. Got the windows open as I cruise around. Sun was going, yet going down. Got the windows open, and you were in the back seat. I was in front, in the middle. All our dreams were probable cause. Probably we didn't know what's ahead of us. Never felt so free. I never felt so. Never felt so. Going down, got the windows open as I cruise around. Oh, the sun was going down, got the windows open, and you were in the back seat. I was in front, in the middle. All our dreams were probable cause. Probably we didn't know what's ahead of us. Never felt so free. So I never felt so. Loving the questions, hating the fall, living the answers. Never they come when you want. The body's just fragments. You're full of stars, lighting the way to wherever you are right now. What could we do here? What words could we speak? Language is silence, so the spaces between. So hold on to me. my distance, observe from afar, walked away with my patience, like dragging a wall through the crowd. What could we do here? What words could we speak? Language is silence with the spaces between. So cold.
My goodness, that's a quiet entrance. Like, where are my peeps? Where are my peeps? Oh, there's my one true love right there. Dakota, show dog. Thanks, you guys, for being here tonight. There used to be rules. Was it Emily Post or whatever that's like you can't wear white after Labor Day or something? But that was, with climate change, that's all kinds of rules now are like off the table. And so I thought, man, if it's going to be 96 on October 8th, I'm not just going to wear white. I'm going to wear all white. All white. I'm the good guy tonight. Sometimes I wear the black hat. Although, because it is Sacramento and we get those Delta breezes, in case it gets chilly, I got on my furry Ugg slides. These will keep me warm if it cools down. Although I don't think it's going to cool down because I've been hearing Martyn during the sound check, and I think it's going to stay pretty hot. He's all the way here from Wales. The hard part was the swim. Took the bus from Boston. No, I'm trying to think, have I had anybody from across the pond before? Maybe one, but obviously I don't remember them, so no insult, whoever, if that was. But this is super exciting. I mean, this guy, we're gonna have to do something tonight. I usually don't do intermissions. We got 75 minutes, and now this guy, he's got like 40 albums. So he's like, "Can I play 6 hours?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we're gonna have like 6 intermissions, one after every hour. You guys are in, right? I mean, I've got a little food in the fridge, mostly booze, but a little food, and we can get by. But in reality, we are going to do one intermission tonight, both so he can play us through the evening, and also he's got some real interesting stuff to talk about. He's got his own foundation, which is a really cool thing, and so we want to be able to support that. And so, without Martyn's got. Wait! I did want to say something. Is there a Susan Mallon in the room, in the house? Who put on these bright lights? So, I love this. I got some of the coolest, how did you hear about me? That there's that thing on the RSV, how did you hear about me? I got some of the coolest ones from Martyn's. And apparently, you saw him up in Oregon, is that right? Yes. But you live here? Yes. And so now you're supporting. What's that? We were visiting friends. You were visiting friends in Oregon. Came here.
They knew about this going on at their mutual friends.
Okay.
And they invited us along, and we loved it so much. And then they sent us the link to this one going on. So we're back again.
I love that. And it sounds like she made the swim too, at least at one point. That accent. I love that accent. Like, you can say anything to me in that accent. And then this is a cool one. Who somebody out there named Joan? Right here. Now, according to her, but you know how it is. Once somebody becomes a big star like Martyn, people make up all kinds of shit like they knew him. Apparently, she opened with him at a high school concert in London in 1986 or so. I want to talk to you later, Joan. That's a pretty cool story. Thank you for letting me in on that little secret. If you want to step up and sing with him again tonight, Martyn, is that going to be, you're going to accept duos this evening? If Joan wants to, no, you hadn't, no, okay. Joan, feel free to rush the stage. All right, now that is really without fruit. Now Martyn's walking the other way. Now I got it. What? Now I got to figure out something else to say, Martyn? Go. That's hard. Let me scratch my head for a second. Martyn is now quickly making his way to the stage because he's like, get that lady, whatever she's gonna have me up there singing with the Brady Bunch. Like, no. Martyn, please, come on up to the stage. You've come a long way, my man.
Here come the young, with open minds and hearts, inclusive from the start. Here come the young, here come the young. It might just save the day, you best get out the way. Here come the young. Tired of all your fighting, tired of all these years, tired of blazing crosses, tired of narrow fear, tired of smelling hunger, and they're tired of hearing lies, and they're tired of the big divide, and these tired girls and boys. Here come the young, with open minds and hearts, inclusive from the start. Here come the young, here come the young. Might just save the day, you best get out the way. Here come the young, here come the young. Tired of assassination, tired of military threat, tired of talk of trickle down, tired of crippling debt, tired of corporations, tired of broken trust, tired of being slaughtered and their dreams that turn to rust. Here come the young, with open minds and hearts, inclusive from the start. Here come the young, here come the young, here come the young, here come the young. I just say today, you best get out the way. Here come the young, here come the young. Tired of rising oceans, tired of bigotry, tired of racist leaders eroding liberty, and they're tired of a lack of shame, and they're tired of a failed accord, of polluters in a private game. They're tired of law ignored, and they're tired of their future being taken from them now. So you better watch your back, sir, 'cause they're coming for you now. Here come the young, here come the young. Open minds and hearts, inclusive from the start. Here come the young, here come the young. Might just save the day, so you best get out the way. Here come the young, one more time, here we go. Here come the young, with open minds and hearts, inclusive from the start. Here come the young, here come the young, here come the young. It might just save the day, you know you best get out the way. Here come the young, here come the young. Good evening, Sacramento. It's great to be here at Cassie Dome. When we get through this, we'll walk out a little closer together, a little further from doubt. When we get through this, when we lift the shroud, when we ring those bells, the music will seem so loud, seem so loud. When we get through this, we'll break bread and wine. With no lies or twisted words, just the truth this time. When we get through this, when we finish the song, it won't be left versus the right, but right versus wrong. When we get through, when we get through this. I've been thinking about you every day. Thinking about you. Kept thinking about you every day. Think about you. Think about you. When we get through this, break bread and wine. No lies, twisted words, just the truth this time. When we get through this, when we finish that song, won't be left versus the right, right versus wrong. When we get through this, when all is done, you count your enemies and you won't find one. When we get through this, when those heroes are named, let peace be upon them, let it not be in vain. I kept thinking about you every day, just thinking about you. Kept thinking about you every day, think about you. Think about you. La da, la da, la da, da. Been thinking about you every day. Been thinking about you. Kept thinking about you every day. Think about you. When I think about you, get through this. And you will not despair. All the love that remains is gonna carry you there. We will carry you there. You got this. I know you do. You got this, my friend. We're holding on for you. Holding on for you. When we get through, when we get through this. Thank you very much. Light or the shade, concealed or displayed, enemies, friends, opposite ends, bitter or sweet, ruffled or neat, feathers, lead, silent or sad. Generous or mean, corporate or green, a vagrant, lord, the dove or the sword, distinct or obscure, prosperous or poor, a devil, a saint, we are and we ain't, Intricate mysteries and life's secret codes. Cul-de-sac signposts down yellow brick roads. Ambiguous answers, my question is why. Thunder and rainbows from the same sky. Aye, aye. Champagne or dust, banquet or crust, authentic, fake, angel or snake, flower or thorn, pristine or torn, the desert and the sea, there's a throne, look the tree. Intricate mysteries and life's secret codes. Cul-de-sac signposts down all those yellow brick roads. Ambiguous answers, my question is why we get thunder and rainbows from the same sky. Aye, aye. Aye, aye. The light or the shade, concealed or display, enemies and friends, opposite ends, flower or thorn, pristine or torn, the desert and the sea, the throne and the tree. Intricate mysteries and life's secret codes. All those cul-de-sac signposts down those yellow brick roads. Ambiguous answers, my question still why. Thunder and rainbows from the same sky. Aye, aye. Aye, aye. Ambiguous answers, my question is why we get thunder and rainbows from the same sky. Aye, aye. Aye, aye. Why? Why? Thank you very much. Well, good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to be here at Cassie Dome. Back garden, it's lovely. Thanks for coming out. I wouldn't have come. I appreciate it. It's lovely to come to a place I've never, well, I've been to Sacramento before, but never played this sweet venue, and I've got to say, it's got a magic about it. It's just beautiful. I love the fact there's a Christmas tree facing me here. It's great to be anywhere these days. We kind of came out of COVID a little bit earlier than you, rather. We went into it earlier and came out earlier. That's not later. Sorry. And so I've been on the road for the best part of a year now in various guises. But when I got back, I've sort of a bit of a road warrior. I play about 130, 40 shows a year. And when I got home there, just got out of North America just as we were all shutting down. And I've always said to myself, if I just got 6 months off the road, that'd be really good. So you got to be careful what you wish for. And there it was. And I was at home. Suddenly I went past my 60th year on the planet. I became a grandfather. All sorts of crazy things were happening. And I thought I would lay aside some of my social political leanings within my music just for a moment to try and take stock of all of that. So I wrote an album called 1960, which was the album that I was born. It's my 23rd studio record. And it's kind of I suppose I was, just taking stock, that sort of stuff, and contemplating all these things. So I'm going to play you one of the key songs off that record. It's a song called Born Too Late. Sometimes when you're writing songs, you have little fragments of information, little pictures, if you were making a quilt or something, I suppose, and you're not sure how it's all going to knit together to say something. And I had three things. One was I watched that great documentary on Laurel Canyon, 1971, that great amalgamation of songwriters, Joni Mitchell and Crosby, Stills and Nash and Jackson Browne, all up there in the hills outside of Los Angeles. writing songs together. And I thought, well, at 71, I was 11 at the time, so I guess I couldn't have hung out with them. So then I thought, what if I'd been born in 1950? A bit of an arrogant thought, but that's what I thought, if I could have squeezed in there somehow. And then the second thing was something that Art Garfunkel once said to me. I hope you caught that name as I dropped it. I toured with him for a few months when I was signed to CBS Records in the '94, and the last thing he said to me was, "You should go to Nashville." And I think I'd been there, but he meant go stay there, live there, you'll find whatever, you know. And the other thing I had, which was kind of unrelated as such, was this beautiful black and white autograph to my grandfather in the war in 1943 out in Africa, where he was doing his part. And it was an autograph from the great entertainer Josephine Baker to Edward, fondest love, Josephine Baker. And I thought, well, what's that all about? That's beautiful. So I wrote this song, and as in a lot of songs, I suppose the real wisdom lies in the chorus. I should have gone to Laurel Canyon in 1971. I could have sung some songs to Joni and hung out in the sun. I was born too late. I was born too late for that. I'd said go to Nashville when we toured back in '94. You chase the edge of that new country, boy. You just walk right through that door, born too late. I was born too late for that. Yes, I was. How long does it take for a man to know himself? Somebody tell me. Take for a man to know himself, yeah. Well, you can lie just like the Kremlin and in an Americana band. You can plant your flag in the Sinai Desert or watch those armies land. I was born too late. Born too late for that, yeah. The priest, they blessed that liar, and when the liar had his way, I never thought I'd wake up now to see that in my day. Thought I was born too late. Thought I was born too late for that. Yes, I did. Oh, how long does it take for a man to know himself? Yeah. It take for this man to know something of himself, yeah. On borrowed memory, replay 1,000 scenes, but you'll miss the mighty wisdom whilst you're waiting on your dream. Born too late. I was born too late for that. I can feel the tension rising, I can feel that rank and file. But I didn't see Josephine Baker taken by my granddad's smile. I was born too late. Oh, I was born much too late for that. Yes, I was. Oh. So how long does it take for a man to know something of himself? Take for a man to know himself. How long does it take for a man to know himself? How long does it take for a man to know himself? Yeah. Should have gone to California 1971. hung out with Crosby, Stills, Nash, Neil Young. This glass is half full, and this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful. Sing that with me. This glass is half full, and this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful. And again, this glass is half full, and this glass heartbreakingly beautiful, beautiful, good. Fill it up with those who bend to listen. Fill it up with those who break the fall. Fill it up with the humble and selfless, with those who build bridges, not walls. This glass is half full, this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful. Sing it for me. This glass is heartbreakingly beautiful, beautiful. Fill it up with the poets and the carers. Fill it up with those who seek to serve. Fill it up with the givers and the sharers, 'cause they know what the rest is worth. This glass is half full, and this glass is hot. This glass is half full, and this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful. And again, now this glass is half full, and this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful. Now this glass is half full, and this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful, beautiful. Fill it up with the human spirit. Fill it up with that beautiful sound. Fill it up with the vision of the dreamer. They'll find hope when there's just none around. Fill it up with the peace that finds justice. Fill it up with compassion, sweet grace. Fill it up with all the big contradictions and your bright, your brilliant faith. And I said, this glass is half full, and this glass is half. I hear you now. This Sacramento is half full, and this glass heartbreakingly beautiful. And again, this glass is half full, and this glass, it is heartbreakingly beautiful. And this glass is half full, and this glass is heartbreakingly beautiful. It is heartbreakingly beautiful. And some days you just don't see it. Some days you just don't feel it. Some nights you might not believe it, but my friends, it is still, I promise you, every single day, despite everything that's going out there, it remains and always shall be heartbreakingly beautiful. Yes, it will. And once more, There's some mighty fine singing going on in the garden tonight, I'm telling you. There's a song I'd like us to sing at the end of tonight, which will not be quite as far away as as was suggested. But I'm going to teach it to you now, so when we go into it at the very end, you think, oh, we all know this one, and you just pile in as if you've known it all your lives, all right? It goes like this. And the light will shine on all of us, and not just for the few. Take me, darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with you. Try, and the light will shine, and the light will shine on all of us, but not just for the few, and not just for the few. Take me, darling, take me. Take me, darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile. Good, you got it. Here we go. And the light will shine on, yeah, and not just for you. Take me, darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with one more time. And the light will shine on, and not just for the few. Take me, darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with you. 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 Good. Well, I can't see you really, but you sound and smell delicious, and I haven't seen anybody running for the hills yet, so that's good. These are not always the most happiest songs you're ever going to hear in your life. I had a review in Melody Maker in '92, which was kind of the Rolling Stone of the UK at the day, and they said that I made Leonard Cohen sound like Julie Andrews. I'm actually quite proud. Lived up to that reputation since 1992. Anyway, here's a song I wrote for my daughter about 8 years ago, and I was driving to university for the first time from Cardiff in Wales up to London. For us it's a long drive. It's about 2.5 hours. I realized that's you going for your shopping for you fellas. And between London and Cardiff, there's this long stretch of motorway, freeway called the M4, and so to pass time on that journey, me and my daughter Harriet, we were swapping generational songs on our iPhones. You know, she would play me one of hers, and I would play one of mine, and so it went as we drove up the road there. And I've always kind of said at songwriting workshops and stuff that you really have to pay attention to the muse in front of you at any given moment. That is to say, you might paint or write poetry or write songs, whatever it is, and there are moments when sometimes these little ideas slip into our heads, and sometimes we're arrogant enough to think they'll stick around if we don't take notice. I can be at home just fiddling on the guitar and get a little riff like, I know. So I can be fiddling around like that. I thought, well, that's nice. I'll go and have a cup of tea and I'll come back and then I'll record it. So I go into the cup of tea, I come back, it has gone. I can play the same notes, I can play almost in the same time, but there's something of the magic and the nuance of that moment. So you have to take note and not be arrogant enough to think that that idea is going to stick around, you know, because otherwise it just pisses off. It goes down the road to Paul McCartney, and I want the damn song. So I've got this idea for this song, and so whilst Harriet goes to get a very expensive coffee in some service station, I wrote down a few notes, and then I wrote this song. It's for any of you who are parents in any shape or form. The song is about letting go. It's about the sensitivity of that, or the vulnerability of those moments, and And I think the ultimate realization that the way that our children honor us as their parents, hopefully, pray God, is to leave behind the worst of us, those things that caused us to stumble and fall, and to embrace those things that were actually good and that we may have passed on that helped them. And I think that's how it all evolves. That's why I sing Here Come the Young, because I look at my 3 grown-up kids and I just see 3 beautiful human beings that are more inclusive, more open, and far less racist than my generation was. So that's where my hope lies. Hair of golden sun, the light I'll always know. Your laughter carries rainbows. I held you to the sky not long ago, and now there you fly. See how high you go. I'm driving her back to London. It's home from home for her. We're swapping tunes on iPhones. She plays me the Kings of Leon, I play her the Rolling Stones. And time slips away, but all that's gathered remains. I'm driving her home now, once again. Mine is not to know, mine is just to ask. I just want to know that you're okay. I want everything to fit in place at last. All those pieces that we found, just take away my best. Please, leave all the rest. Driving her back to London, home from home for her. Swapping tunes on iPhones. She plays me the Foo Fighters, I play her Blur. And time slips away, but all that's gathered remains. I'm driving her home now, once again. Walk without wounds and light up all those rooms with your face. And I still might have some words for you, but there are none that come to mind, 'cause there's not much vocabulary that I have ever left behind. I just hope I wasn't too much. But you are loved and beautiful, so much more than these words could ever know. London, home from home for you. Swapping tunes on iPhones, I played you Bruce, you played me Muse. And time's just slipped away, but I believe everything that gathers somehow remains. And I'm driving you home. Yes, I'm driving you home. And if you'll have me, I would do it again and again. Again. Here's a little follow-on to that. This is from the new album. It's actually, I'm proud to say, the wonderful Janice Ian joined me on this song to sing with me. And yeah, God bless Janice, who's struggling with her voice right now. And looks like she may not even be able to sing again, which is just a crazy thought in my universe. But anyway, this is something we did together. Fullest house for the smallest reason. Episode 10 and the end of the season. Every space taken and every word spoken. Walls that crack but nothing is broken. This full house has seen it before. Absorb the sound and grooves on the floor. Each mark has a soul, each dent has a tale. Each room has a life and it's hooked on a nail. This full house has busted seams. Standing room only soaked into its beams. The rooms are rammed and the space overflowing, but a catch in your breath and it knows that you're going. This full house will quieten soon. The silence stretching from every room. Each absence a journey, the stillness a plan. The calm left behind by a traveling clan. Positive silence, a negative noise. The seasons for living, the girls and the boys. Arrivals that came, departures that went. The motion is carried, this house is content. All right, is everyone okay? Good. I'm going to play one more song and then we'll take that break. But before I do that, can I just tell you a little bit about something called the Let Yourself Trust. This is a foundation that my wife and I, Justine, started some 8 years ago with a remit to work with grassroots organizations anywhere around the planet. I've been singing about this stuff for so long and I just felt like I wanted to get my hands a little dirtier. The catalyst was I went to play a music festival in the West Bank in Palestine. And I got so sad and cross about the situation there for young people with a wall around them with so little amenities, so little hope for their future. But I found in the middle of it a gentleman running a children's theater, as he called it, where he gave young people a means of expression through music, through the arts, through photography, through dance, through painting, all these things, so that they could express themselves in a positive way in such a negative place. We supported him for 6 months, told the story from stages. We gave them some money at the end. We thought this is a beautiful model. Let's carry on. And so we swap project every 6 months, which means after 8 years, we've got 16 projects, and all of them are listed in this booklet, which if you really like, you can take one away with you. We also have a mailing list and, of course, a little bucket there for donations. But we only work with, it's often a husband and wife or just small group of people, either locally, who see something around them that they're passionate about, or on the other side of the planet that they're passionate about. And it works wonderfully because they don't waste a single penny that you give them. The problem is they don't get many pennies. So we try to give them publicity from stages and give them some money at the end of our 6 month tenure with them. And then we often double back and check in on them and give them little smaller grants as we go. I'll just pick so we've been working in Uganda with albinism, where that albinism is still rife there amongst young kids to the point where, they need sunscreen and hats, as well as being educated so that the stigma of having that doesn't cause them to stumble as they grow, as it were. We've been working with the Grassy Narrows First Nations tribe in Canada, native North Americans as such, who had their river supply poisoned about 25 years ago by the Canadian government. We've been helping them to get a $55 million cleanup of their water supply in their river. A homeless shelter in Wales. We've been working with an organisation in the UK that simply facilitate people with severe disabilities to be able to go to music festivals. Another organisation that just grab people who are feeling sad and they go jogging and walking together to help people with mental health issues so they can find a community to support them. And it's amazing. Often some of the solutions to some of our most severe problems are actually quite simple at the end of the day. It's just about showing humanity and some compassion. One of my favourites is it's called Mobile School. It's based in Belgium in a town called Leuven. Some students got together there and they designed this flight case about the width of my arms on wheels. They wheel it out into the streets of Europe, and it opens up into a classroom about twice the width of these speakers. It's extraordinary. And what they do is they teach children refugees on the street. They educate them a little bit. They spend time with them, give them a fun time as well, but they also are social workers, so they're able to connect them with local authorities to try and get them into some care, into some social housing. And they've now got 12 of these units operating all over Europe. Isn't that amazing? The beauty of the human spirit, what we can do, what we can come up with, simple ways to help each other. So we've been supporting them in recent years, and our current project is Open Way. A small group of people are working down there. There's severe war in the north of Ethiopia and severe drought in the south. It's a desperate situation. They're building homes for people. The homes cost $500 to build, and they can shelter a complete family of 4 to 5 people in those homes and give them a fresh start. There's no sort of social care there in Ethiopia whatsoever, so old people, once they get of a certain age, are really struggling. They're helping them with that and education. So we're working with them right now, but there's plenty more in here. My favorite page is the first bit, because we haven't had a donation, we haven't had a grant rather off any organization. It's literally come from the lovely community that surrounds this guitar. We've managed to raise and give away over £500,000 in those 8 years across those. Isn't that incredible? Just from a music audience, So, but the reason... No. It's globally, yeah, that's right. And it's just people getting on with it instead of making a big fuss about it or going through all the red tape. And the reason I just tell you this is because this, to me, is a pamphlet of hope to defy all that negativity that storms our social media, that storms our news channels and our papers, and storms our own hearts to the point where we feel there is no hope out there. There's nothing we can do or be, but that's simply not true. I do believe that glass is half full. There are amazing human spirits all over this planet, including you, who are doing wonderful things, I'm sure, on a daily basis. So please take encouragement for this. There is good happening all over the world as we stand here right now. Redwood forest, Gulf Stream water, stallion, wild, big country sky, cactus sculptured widow prairie, see the New York rain and the Texas dry, frontier boom towns of displacement, scored a patriotic win. Your money bearing Rushmore's giants, but that dollar is paper thin. Only like America, what a great big land of less and more. And I, searching for America, mythic Graceland tour. Pioneers, racketeers, see the Sepia wagon train across the Midwest plain. Searching for America, looking for America. Norma Desmond's withered mansion, Travis Bickle's raging streets, or Martin Luther King's last journey from Memphis for that mercy seat, yeah. Now the curse of Steinbeck's offspring, see the poor foreclosed and left to bleed, the wounded bear and the tethered eagle, out in a cage of make-believe. Lonely like America, what a great big land of less and more. And I searching for America, it's the Graceland tour. Pioneers and racketeers, see the sepia wagon train across the Midwest plain. Searching for America, I'm looking for America. I know you've seen the mountain. You breathe the words of destiny. Abe Lincoln calling out this great nation. Go ring your bell of liberty. Go ring the bells of liberty. Go ring them out for you and me. 'Cause we are lonely like America. What a great big land of the less and the more. And I searching for America, mythic Graceland tour. And pioneers, racketeers, see the sepia wagon train across the Midwest plain. I wake up in the morning and I ain't got nothing to say. Come home in the evening now and I go to bed and I'm feeling the same way. Man, I'm nothing but tired. I am just tired and bored with myself. Hey there, baby. Ooh, I could use just a little of that. Can't start the fire. You can't start the fire without the spark. This gun's for how you doing? Even if we're just lonely like America, the hustler and the free. Lonely like America, from the sea to the shining sea. Flags that are draped around your brave, stars and stripes of deep dismay. Simply not having a nice day, lonely. Come on, America. I keep searching for America. I wake up in the morning lonely like wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face. Lonely like hey baby, I'm looking for America. Hey darling, I'm looking for America. Hey baby, I'm lonely like America.
Mary? Mary? Hey guys, feel free to chat amongst yourselves. No mic? Hey Mary? Hey guys, feel free to chat amongst yourselves, but also back here in this lounge.
De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. El cariño que te tengo no te lo puedo negar. Se me sale la babita, yo no lo puedo evitar. Cuando Juanica y Chan Chan en el mar servían arena, como sacudí el jibe, a Chan Chan le daba pena. Limpia el camino de paz, que yo me quiero sentar en aquel tronco que veo y así no puedo llegar. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. De Alto Cedro voy para Marcané, llego a Puerto voy para Mayarín. Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. En el barrio La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, sus sirenas. Allí fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, sus sirenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. En el barrio La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, sus sirenas. Allí fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, sus sirenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó?
What do we think? Thumbs up, intermission, thumbs down. I know we often don't have them here, but the few times that I have had them, I've just been like, it's been so cool to see everybody just kind of, talk amongst yourselves, sort of thing. And I've had people say, "Oh, it's really nice just to kind of talk to my neighbors." So I appreciate Martyn giving us that opportunity to have an intermission and to learn a little bit about his foundation back there, hopefully, and to enjoy each other's company. I know I appreciate it. Weeks are so busy oftentimes, right? And then, of course, days leading up to these shows for me are a little busy. But once it gets to showtime, I do my best just to try to take the deepest breath I can and let all that bullshit out, right? And just enjoy it. And Martyn's lyrics, Martyn may not have heard about the bootleg. I don't know. I mean, it's a ways away. You might not have known about me. Probably also didn't know that, as you guys are aware, the bootleg is oftentimes a bit of a Lilith fair, 5 years of a Lilith fair. I've had 2 other male solo singer-songwriters here at the bootleg in the last 5 years. And I made them do it in the round. So Martyn, you got your own stage. You're like the first male artist to have the bootleg stage in 5 years. He's like, of all the accolades I've received in the last 40 decades, that's tops on the list. But it is sort of telling, somebody was just asking me, like, how do I get artists to come here to the bootleg? And I was like, well, it's the power of the internet, right? Like, at first I was blessed because I knew some really, really good local artists and just had them, and then that web grew, and then some national touring artists found me one way or the other, and then booking agents finding, and then it's, and then now, unfortunately, the hardest part of my job is I have to say no to a lot of really great artists. So you have no idea, that like breaks my heart every time I have to do it. And luckily Martyn didn't have to make me break my heart, because I say I got something from his booking agent, and as soon as I listened, I was like, why don't I know about this guy already? And yes, he gets to be the first male solo artist at the bootleg. So I wanted to tell you, though, because you're my captive audience right now, and so I want to tell you about the shows I've got coming up. So on October 22nd, I have local artists again, Meisner and Smith. They also have just the causeway they have to swim across, not the entire pond. I love them. This is going to be like their 5th time they've been here at the bootleg. And then on November 12th, I have Chris Matthews. Does anybody raise your hand if you know Chris? Yeah? I know, that's what I found out before the show, that Martyn knows Chris, loves Chris, hopes to do something together with Chris. She won the Folk Alliance Song of the Year this year. Please check her out. She is a woman with she's got huge talent, but then she's also got an incredible voice, something to say, which is also very similar to the guy we've got on stage tonight. I was thinking, if you'd think a little bit more about your lyrics, Martyn, maybe I could feel a little something. No shit. I mean, he sung this song, right, about taking his daughter off to college, and I was back there bawling like I had a daughter that I was taking off to college. I'm like, how do I feel this way? It was incredible. And then on December 17th, many of you guys know I love to have a holiday show. It's often been the Cups in the past. Unfortunately, we lost Kathy Elsie this year. I don't know if you guys knew that. And so the Cups will never sing here again, which is like unbelievable to me. But fortunately, we have Chris Webster and Tracy Walton and Bill Edwards, WWE, carrying on the tradition, and they will be here for the holiday show. Blee! See what you do to me, Martyn? I mean, I never cry up here. You just cracked me wide open. And then in January, I have some folks coming down from Oregon, fellow Finians, and then Two Crows for Comfort. I mean, how is that? That's like the best name ever, right? Two Crows from Comfort in February. And then if you want to plan all the way till September of 2023, because she's another one that's going to have to swim across the Atlantic, I have Sophia Talvik from Sweden here. And I'm probably going to fill in some concerts between then. But enough about the future shows. I want to bring us back to this show right here, and I spilled my guts to you already, Martyn. But you need to know how much it means to me that you would come, with a man of your. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, really. A man of your stature, a man with your creds, that you're playing in Cassie's backyard at the Bootleg. And sharing your soul and your words and your stories, and with us, that we can just loop it back to you, hopefully. I hope that you are feeling it come back to you as much as you are giving it to us, because what you're doing is beautiful. And please come back up here and do some more beautiful.
I would thank you so much for your humbling words. I'm very, very happy to be here, I promise you. And just to back up, Chris Matthews is unbelievable. She's just a wonderful artist, signed to the same agency that I'm with. But if you like Tracy Chapman, you will love Chris Matthews. Here comes the day, the good and the bad, the light in our darkness, the joy in our sad, how we carry hidden stories, how we're all holding lost, how we're all a bit broken, how we're all a bit lost. Under every smile, behind every tear, summon up your courage, chase down the fear. Here comes the night, the cover of sleep, the unconscious, the in-between, and all our dreams underneath. Under every smile, behind every tear, summon up your courage now, chase down the fear. Under every smile, behind every tear, summon up some courage, chase down the fear. So here's a note from the margin, and I dare to believe, looking out for each other, and try some give and receive. 'Cause we are all a bit broken, we are all a bit lost. We keep doing our best here with all that we've got. Under every smile, behind every tear, summon up that courage now, chase down the fear. Under every smile, behind every tear, summon up your courage, my friend, and chase down the fear. Summon up your courage and chase down the fear. Thank you. Welcome back. Well, I'm honored to be the first male solo singer-songwriter To be honest, I totally get it. Who needs another solo male singer-songwriter, for God's sake? No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, maybe tonight, but tomorrow, nah. Santa Cruz tomorrow, that's where they need one. I'd like to take you back into the folds of the new album, and a lot of the record really is about my relationship with my dad, who my mom is 87 years old, and she's just kicking ass. She's just so strong, so full of life, and yeah, I'll pass on your applause to my sweet mom when I speak to her tomorrow. But my dad is the same age, and they've been married for 64 years, and I took her to see him just 3 days before we came across the pond, and he doesn't have a clue who she is anymore. He's in the midst of Alzheimer's, and but he won't let go, you know. He's been there for 7 years now, fighting, like Dylan Thomas talks about rage and against the dying of the light. My God, he's doing that. And so I was thinking about Dad as well, as you know, as I was writing this record, and I was trying to come up with some of my earliest memories. I thought it'd be kind of an interesting exercise to try and find those things and locate them and maybe write some songs about them. And one of the things I remembered was my parents used to take us on these crazy camping trips. We would load up my father's Renault 16. You don't have those. You never got a Renault 16, and you were quite glad you didn't, but we had one. And my sister and myself and my mum and my dad, and we would drive 5 weeks to Spain, put up the tent for 2 nights, and come all the way back again. I might be slightly exaggerating that point, but look at that moon up there. You know, one of the other earliest memories I had was on one of those camping trips, being in my dad's arms as a little kid, and him looking up at the moon with me and just saying some nice things. I don't exactly know what he was saying, but I remember being in his arms and looking up at the moon. And yeah, but this was a nice memory, so I was talking to my mum about it just to confirm it and stuff. And we used to go on these crazy camping trips, and I would be lying in, we would sing these stupid songs like Old MacDonald's got 20,000 farms and 20,000 green bottles hanging on the wall. That's how long we had to sing those things to get to Spain. And we would lie there, you know. At the end of that, we were supposed to sleep. So I'm here, my head's here, my feet there. My sister, she's younger than me, Carrie, so her head's there and her feet are here. No seatbelts. I don't know the hell we'd get. And we would drive and drive and drive, but I wasn't very good at sleeping in the car. And I used to remember when it rained occasionally, my dad had this kind of a squeaky windscreen wiper, but I've always to this day felt safe with the sound of rain on a window. But as we sort of laid there back, I'd be looking out of that window as the miles went past and kind of observing the telegraph poles and the wires. And it always puzzled me to my young brain why those wires never touched each other, because that bloody telegraph pole always got in the way at the end and just separated them, and you know. But it was this rhythmical, cinematic sort of beautiful thing that I can remember looking at those for what seemed like hours and hours and hours till I probably did fall asleep. And with my eyes closed, I can smell my mom's sweet perfume. And if I open my eyes, I can look up and see her big hair. It was the 60s. And I can see my dad through the gap in the chairs there. He's driving, always in his white shirt, with his elbow outside the window. Always got sunburn on that old elbow. And I thought, this is a really beautiful little thing. Maybe I could write a verse about it. So I did. I wrote a verse and added a chorus, and I thought, okay, I've got 0 to 5 hammered. Maybe I could bring it all the way up to date to 60. And I did. So this song lasts for, it's about 2.5 hours. Lying in the back seat of that Renault, eyes wide open to the sky. Watching telegraph poles keep wires parted as it looks like they will collide. It's 1965 and my father's at the wheel, elbow outside. I have felt so much. Out onto the open road, you try to live within a code. Yeah, you try. Some days love is easy, some nights it's cold, and sometimes it just lies. The 5 a.m. unseen, unbridled beauty of the ocean that doesn't give a damn. I have felt so much. Those big wide universe, well, it felt like my heart could burst, and it's much more than I deserve, so draw closer, my love. I have felt so much. Out onto the open road, you try to live within a code. Yeah, you try. Some days love is easy, some nights it's cold, and sometimes it just lies. The 5 a.m. unseen, unbridled beauty of the ocean that doesn't give a damn. I have felt so much. Blessed gift of children that binds you to the future and the earth. And if your ego gets an upgrade to some wisdom, then faith is reimbursed. Am I more alive now than when I first began? I stood amidst the grace of the gentle good in a far-off land. And it's true, we see the view in our soul from where we get to stand. Here am I more alive than when I first began. 'Cause I have felt so much. Ego gets an upgrade to wisdom, then faith is reimbursed. Love's big wide universe, well, it felt like my heart might burst, and it's much more than I deserve now. Draw closer, my love. I have felt so much. Some nights I stand at open doors, rain coming down, I count them one by one. I have seen the sky tonight, felt the promise and the light of that shadow drawn. Whatever morning brings, it's hope and faith in these things that keeps us alive. I have felt so much. I am lying in the back seat of that Renault, eyes wide open to the sky, watching telegraph poles keep wires parted just as it looks like they will collide. It is 1965 and my father's at the wheel, elbow outside. Thank you very much. I wasn't going to do this song, but I'm going to do it. Because I can. It's another song on the record. It's about Dad. Just feeling the spirit of things tonight and wanting to move within that. My dad was a big, tough guy. He played a sport called rugby. It's a bit like American football without the padding. You just don't want to do that. Nor did I. And I felt for a while that he was a bit disappointed I didn't want to do that. Once, I remember I was I'm about 7 years old, and he came through the door with some boxing gloves in his hand. He said, "You need to toughen up." And he tried to give me some kind of boxing lessons, but that never really happened. I became a male singer-songwriter instead. A few years ago, well, let's see, he's been in hospital now for 4 or 5, it's about 5 years ago, just before he just got to the point where we couldn't have him at home, or Mum couldn't have him at home anymore, and I went up to Dad's sit for a few hours so Mum could take a break, right? And so I'm sat there in the chair, and he's asleep, and I've just got something on TV, and he's got his dressing gown on, but he suddenly kind of wakes up and he looks over at me and smiles, and then he comes across the room to me, comes to me, and he starts doing this. And I thought, well, I better stand up, so I'm going to get my head knocked off, So I stand up too, and we're just dancing around the room, like, just doing this, and and I'm sort of laughing, and he's laughing, and suddenly he just stops, he just looks at me, and his face changes, and he comes in real close, and he puts his fist there, and he goes, "I love you, son. I love you, son," like that. And going back to that muse thing I told you about, you got to capture the moment. I wrote down on a piece of paper in my mom's house, shadow boxing, and the date. I went home that night and I put it in my official songwriting notebook, and nothing happened for a year or so. Nothing came. I just shadow boxed and put it down. I'd made a note of that sort of memory. I remember him with the boxing gloves and stuff. And then a year later, Dad's now in hospital in care, and my mum likes us to take it in terms, my sister, myself, and then her will ring the hospital to see how Dad was that day. And I hate that call. I hate it because there's nothing there. They put him on the phone, and the nurse says, "It's your son, Martyn, Brian," and it's just heavy breathing and stuff. So the nurse tells us, "He's had a good day, he's been eating well, blah, blah, blah," and I report that back to Mum. I just don't look forward to that call. Yeah, I know that there's a day coming, and it's going to be very soon now, where I won't be able to make that call, and I'm going to miss it like hell. It's such a contradiction dealing with these things. So I went, after I'd made that call this particular day, and I looked in my notebook, I thought, shadowboxing, and there it was. It was a year and 3 days later. And I took it, and I just started to write into the book, just as subconsciously filling this stuff out. I went to the piano in my studio, I pressed record, and I just sang those words over some chords on the piano, and that's the exact take that's on 1960. It's that rough and ready, and so here is that song. It's called Shadowboxing. You stand there and you shadowbox me. It feels like I could blow you down. I know you're still in there fighting like a good one now. Yeah, you're smiling, you are ducking down. We played that game when I was a kid. Think we played it all our lives. But the bottom line is love, my father. Bottom line is love. Bottom line is love, my father. Bottom line is love. Now was you there in my corner when I went down for the count? Could spit blood there in the bucket. You'd patch me up and set me out. And some nights I could dance there with you, but other days there'd be 1,000 miles. The bottom line is love, my father. Bottom line is love. Bottom line is love, sweet father. Bottom line is love. Bottom line is love, my father. Bottom line is love. I sit here in dappled sunshine, approaching 6 o'clock. This is an incandescent moment, and my soul is taking stock. It is time to call my father. He'll be sleeping in a chair. I know he'd kiss me if he knew me, but his mind resides elsewhere. Now I have anger, I have sadness, I have a joy that won't let go. 'Cause the bottom line is love, my father. Bottom line is love. Under this moon in Sacramento, no need to go toe to toe. The bottom line is love, my father. The bottom line is love. Bottom line is love, my father. Bottom line is love. You taught me that. So about 6 years ago, I got a phone call from British Parliament. I know, I did, I really did. I don't mean from the Prime Minister or anything like that. It was from the body of government that makes up Parliament as an institution, asking if I would write songs for them. Really? I said, really? They said, yeah. They asked me and 3 other renegade folk singers if we would celebrate the anniversary, the 800th anniversary of the signing of the Magna Carta. I said, well, that sounds like an honor, sir. You know, it's the founding document of all democracy, I suppose, but how does that work? They said, well, we'd like you to write songs about acts of parliament since the 14th century. I said, well, that sounds like a barrel of laughs, that one does. I could hear the top 20 hits pouring out of my guitar, you know? But I realized it was a privilege. I said, well, how's this going to work? They said, well, you know, you come up to the House of Commons, and we're going to give you the original law to look at, all the documents that this stuff is written down on. So up we went to the House of Commons, and we held in our hands the original law, which is put on something called vellum. It's goat skin, actually, and it lasts for like 2,500 years. You don't even have to wear gloves. And I held in my hand a document signed by King Henry VIII. I also held in my hand some probably more favorable documents, like the Act of Parliament that stopped kids working underground in mines, for instance. I held in my hand the act that finally gave women the vote in the United Kingdom, which was not that long ago. But I held in my hand what for me resonates as the most beautiful one of all. It was brought in by a Welsh MP. His name was Nye Bevan in 1947. And it's called the Health Act. And it states this, and I quote, "From this point forward, every man, woman or child, regardless of means or race, shall have access to free health care in the United Kingdom." I thought, oh, I could write about that one. I could write about that one. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to write a song about Nye Bevan. He was a wonderful MP. And I'm going to write a song about the 1947 Health Act. So, how do we go about doing that? So what we're going to do now, we're going to have a little songwriting workshop. Don't worry, I'm not going to split you up into groups or anything like that. We don't have time for that. Happy to come back and do a songwriting workshop someday, but let's do a little mini brief one right now. So how do we do this? Right, okay. So the first thing, You do not want to stare at a blank page. So what I do is I open up 2 blank pages. And on the right-hand side of the page, or the page on the right-hand side rather, I think, have I got a title? And I have. I'm going to call it Nye, N-Y-E. His real name is Anurin, but that's a bit of a mouthful. So it's shortened to Nye because that's how people knew him, N-Y-E. So I put that down and I dated. I got a title, I got the date. Now, on the left-hand side of the page, ladies and gentlemen of Sacramento and surrounding districts, what we do, we're going to look for information about our subject matter. We're not looking for anything that rhymes. We're not looking for a chorus. We're not looking for the first line of the song. Anything that's succinct. We are simply looking for information about our subject matters. So I think, okay, National Health Service. Okay, let's just write some stuff down. Ambulances, nurses, doctors, overworked and underpaid. Waiting lists, cancer, newborn babies, porters, cups of tea, acts of kindness, desperation, joy, all these things, medicine, anything I can think of that has to do with medical stuff. And suddenly, after about 10 minutes, I got a page full of writing, and it looks good. You just feel better about things. So we got some information on the left-hand side of the page. We've got a title and the date on the right. We're getting somewhere. Now, music. So I pick up my guitar and I put a capo on the 2nd fret. And I drop the E string down to a D, which means I'm playing E, even though I'm playing D shapes here. And I get doing this little, I want it to be upbeat. I don't want to, don't want to dirge. I want this to be upbeat. So, I get this little Johnny Cash thing. I say, yeah, good. I got some music. I got a little bit of rhythm going. Got some information on the left-hand side. We've got a date and the title of the song. Okay, Nye Bevan. Now, I know who you are, but I don't really know who you are. But guess what? Wikipedia does. Do not be ashamed of using these resources. I go to Wikipedia, and the first thing that struck me, as it will strike you when you go there tomorrow morning, when you go to Wikipedia and you look up Nye Bevan, I want you to do that. You will find the most beautiful oratory from any politician you have ever read in your life. This man was empathetic. He was compassionate. He was tough, but he listened. And he had such a heart for the reality of life for people. He said some most incredible things. This is one of the things he said. Listen, the purpose of power is to give it away. Wow. I wrote that down. That's the first line of the chorus. We're having that. The purpose of power is what else? He says, this is my truth, tell me yours. Wow, someone who's listened to sit down and have empathy and listen to somebody else's opinion in a nice, straightforward manner. Okay, 2nd line, we'll have that. He said, freedom won't be freedom until poverty is gone. I thought I liked that line. That's the 3rd line of the chorus. So I just added, so Nye, your dream's alive and strong. Boom, we got a chorus. Me and Nye Bevan are now writing songs together. So I got a chorus, I got a title, got some music, got all this information on the left-hand side, and we're nearly up and running. But now I do need that first line. Now we need to get going. And I'm scanning all my notes there, and they're all good, and I want to bring them across somehow to the right-hand side of the page, but there's one thing, it's just not there. I don't know how to start this song. And then I went back to Wikipedia, and I noticed something. Nye Bevan, he passed away 9 days before I was born. I was born on the 15th of July 1960. He died 9 days before that. And I thought, well, okay, I'll write that down on the left. 9 days before I was born. I went and had a cup of tea. I came back, looked at it again. I thought, you know what? I think we could do that. So I bring that up from the left-hand side. I put it under the title, and we're up and running. 9 days before I was born, you were gone. But what you left behind, great architect of health reform, came forth from your soft heart and tough mind. And when nothing good comes easy, we will fight for the dreams that we hold. And you finally got your bill through, though you had to stuff their mouths with gold. Here comes that chorus. And the purpose of power is to give it away. This is my truth. This is my truth. Tell me yours. Freedom won't be freedom. Freedom won't be freedom till poverty is gone. So now your dream's alive and strong. Nurse tired and drained, it's 2 a.m. She summons up the strength again, she smiles. It's not for the wage she does this job, it's a greater call that cannot be defined. The surgery, the plaster tape, the arm around the aching and confused, and drugs to give that little one more time to play should never be refused. Chorus! And the purpose of power is to give it. This is my truth, this is my truth, tell me yours. Freedom, freedom won't be freedom till poverty is gone. So now your dreams alive and strong. The accident, the cancer cell, the final breath of sacrament at dawn. The beating heart, the broken and the cry of the fragile being born. Just 9 days before I was born, you were gone, up or what you've left behind. Your greatest hour remains with us nigh. We're holding on with soft hearts and tough minds. Now, in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, we could sing the chorus another few times through and we'd have ourselves a perfectly good song. However, I wanted to push the point home a little bit more. Just a little nudge. And sometimes the way to do that within art form is with a tad of cynicism. And I thought, how am I going to do that? And I thought of my brothers and sisters across the pond. And I love you guys. I love coming here. I love the music. It's influenced my life since I was 10 years old across here. I love coming to play. I've been coming here for 30 odd years to do that. But you don't have this thing. You haven't got it. And I knew what I had to do. So please forgive me. No society can call itself civilized if the sick are denied through a lack of means. And if you don't believe me, go take a plane, my friend. Go break your arm, see what it costs in New Orleans. And the purpose of power is to give it away. This is my truth, tell me your freedom. Freedom won't be freedom till poverty is gone. So now your dreams are alive and strong. And the purpose of power is to give it away. This is my truth, tell me yours. Freedom won't be freedom till poverty is gone. So now your dreams are alive, alive and strong. Yes it is, and my friends, that's how you write a song. We said we'd walk together, darling, come what may. Come the twilight, should we lose our way. If as we're walking, if our hands should slip free, I'll wait for you. And should I fall behind, wait for me. We said we'd travel, darling, side by side, and help each other to stay in stride. But each lover steps forward, oh, so differently. And I will wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. Now everyone dreams of love lasting and true, You and I know what this world can do. Let's make our steps clear so that the other may see. And I will wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. There's a beautiful river in the valley ahead. Beneath the oak's bough, soon we will be wed. Should we lose each other in the shadow of the evening tree, I will wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. Somewhere beyond this, just out of reach, there is a place where we once met. Beyond sight, beyond speech. When this is all history, just a promise and a dream, we will sit, we will remember, we will laugh, we will breathe. 'Cause there is a field, there is a field, there is a field, and I will meet you there. I'll meet you there. Somewhere beyond this, just out of sight, all those that we miss, I believe they are held there in some new light. Lie down in the deep grass, lie down every soul, in a field where love welcomes you, in a place where we are made whole. There is a field, there is a field, there is a field, I will meet you there. is a field. There is a field. There is a field. And I'll meet you there. I will meet you there. I'll meet you. Be with you there. Breathe with you there. Laugh with you there. There is a field. There is a field. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, you're never sure what you're walking into sometimes, and I've just walked into heaven. It's been lovely to be. Cassie, you are just an enormously beautiful human soul, and thank you so much for having strangers and friends in your backyard like this. And I'm also indebted to Mary, who looked after the sound in such a great way for me, and also Linda and Ken, so thank you. Thank you so much for letting me come and yell, spit, and swear at you, and bring you down, bring you up, bring you down, bring you up. It's been just been a sweet, sweet night, and hopefully I'll come back here and play again sometime. Thank you so much. So one thing I forgot to mention also, we have a little card on the thing. It's a thing called Patreon that I do these days. It's last year I had 500,000 streams on Spotify, which paid me $650. So we're kind of improvising these days, artists looking for different ways, and so Patreon is a kind of subscription thing that I do. It's a exclusive little community we have there. And I've been posting now for over a year and a half. There's about 90 posts. There's a lot of guitar lessons, there's songwriting workshops, things I do on there. There's, as I was making 1960s, I was sort of writing a song. I would literally put it up there that day as a demo so people could hear. I put a brand new song up just a few days ago that I wrote in Oregon. There's full-length shows. I did a big festival to 15,000 people just about a few days before I came over here. That's up now in a 4-camera shoot. There's all sorts of things up there, and it's just a way that you can support me if you wish to. If you don't, and you're doing all sorts of other beautiful things, that's totally fine. I just hate plugging all this stuff, but if I don't, then no one else is gonna do it. So yeah. Sacramento, you have been awesome. I hope you found some hope, love in this backyard this evening. Thank you so much. And the light will shine on all of us, and not just for the few. Take me, darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with you. And the light will shine on, and not just for the few. Take me, darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with you. Some days it flickers, some days it goes out. This little light, my faith and my doubt, but it shows me a path. Does this light of mine but still I get lost, and some days it just don't shine. But the light will shine on, and not just, take me darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with you. Blue sky and sunshine, the way becomes clear. We stop, we give some thanks, we understand that we are here. Some days there's no dawn, the night sky never leaves. We ache for a blue sky whilst we travel in grief. But the light will shine on, and not just for the Take me darling, take me where the grass grows green. I will walk another mile with you. And the light will shine all of us, and not just for the few. Take me darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile with you. That's a folk song, Bobby. Light's not yours, the light's not mine. This light shines brightest when the light is ours. Now if you're in the dark, but the light's breaking through, that sense of just maybe, you know what? That is us. We're holding you. And the light will shine on, and not just for you. Take me darling, take me where the grass grows green. I will walk another mile on your own Sacramento, and the light. Yeah, take me. And I'll, and the light will shine on all of us, and not just for you. Take me darling, take me where the grass grows green, and I'll walk another mile. What you gonna do? I'll walk. What's that you say? Big finish. I'll walk another mile with you. Sacramento, California. Thank you, everybody.
Martyn! Shit! Oh my gosh! Woo! Stomp your feet in the grass! Stomp your feet in the grass! We can't hear it, but we're stomping! We're stomping! We're stomping!
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Please be seated. Well, it's such a beautiful night, and I thought, let me see. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you back to 1970, and I'm sat with my dad, and we're watching a British music program called Top of the Pops. And it's the program you have to get on if you've had a hit record, or you're going to have a hit record, whatever it might be, you know. And I'm sat there with him. And, you know, I think David Bowie had been on, and Mark Bolan and stuff and whatever. And then and there's this American guy singing there. And he's got this beautiful Ovation guitar with the hollowed out back. And he's wearing this suede jacket with these sort of leather thong things coming down like this, you know, from some of the sleeves and from the, you know, and he looks amazing. Good looking guy. And he's singing this song called Honey Come Back, and his name is Glenn Campbell. Yeah. So I don't know this guy, but I'm just 10 years old, and I'm listening. And he sings this song, and it's a weird little song. It was the first song I ever bought as a single. I saved up my pocket money to go and buy it, but it's a weird song because he narrates the verses and he sings the chorus. So it kind of goes like, honey, honey, I know that you love this other guy, and I know I've said this so many times before, but if you ever want someone to just love you for who you are, then I'm that guy, and here's what I will say. And then he sings, honey, come back, I just can't stand each lonely days a little bit longer. And the last time I held you seems like 100 years ago. And back in these arms we'll never know the joy of love that used to taste like honey, come back where you belong to only me. And I said, Dad, that's beautiful, man. That is so sad, Dad, that's so sad. Dad, I need one of those. And for Christmas that year, he bought me my first guitar. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a jacket with the leather things. I never did get that jacket. So there I was. I'm 10 years old, and I've got a guitar, and I'm sort of learning these Glenn Campbell songs. But the thing is that Glenn Campbell didn't write many of those songs. It was Jimmy Webb that wrote those songs, and I later found that out. And it's interesting because I was listening to British music and loved it, and I still do, you know. I put Led Zeppelin on, of course, you know, it was the Beatles when I was a little kid and stuff, but, you know, and Bowie and you know, and all these sort of sounds, Roxy music and stuff that was coming out of the UK. We're very good at leading the way in terms of trends and the latest thing, and whatever's coming next tends to come out of that UK situation. But over here, you like to tell stories. There's this melancholy running through your young history, you know, and it's transferred into speeches and to movies and to music. It gets a little sickly sometimes in some of that country music, but you know what I'm saying, you know. And I loved it. And the Welsh, we have a melancholic heart too, because we're a small little nation tagged on there, and we've had our hard days, but you know, we're just 1.5 million people, and you could throw us in one of your lakes. But we are strong, and we have this sense of, there's a word called hiriaeth, which is attachment to the land, the love of the land, the love of the soil, and I feel that in my heart. I always have. And something in the music opened up something in me that was where I was going to go. Because then I heard John Denver play, you know, and then it was Jackson Brown, and then, you know, eventually Springsteen and Dylan, of course, and I feel so much at home within that tradition, as it were. So I learned to, you know, play these Glenn Campbell, Jimmy Webb songs. By the time I'm 11 years old, I'm playing By the Time I Get to Phoenix. I haven't got a clue where Phoenix is. You know, I should be saying By the Time I Get to Cardiff, but it's By the Time I Get to Phoenix, right? But there was one song in that canon of songs that I wouldn't play because I couldn't find the opening chord. I searched everywhere, my little fingers just couldn't find this chord, but I recently found it. And what is more, I'm going to share it with you at no extra cost. All right? So for all of those who picked up a guitar in your lives, I'm going to teach you a chord that began one of the most sensational songs in your songbook. And it's quite simple. There's no tricks. This is standard tuning, E-A-D-G-B-E. I'm going to take my first finger and put it on the C there, on the 5th string, all right? We don't touch the low E, and we're just going to bar straight across, and we're going to play this chord. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you through the wire, and the Wichita lineman is still on the line. No, I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I will want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And I need you more than want you. I want you for all time. And this Wichita line, I'm still on the line. A funny thing happened about a week ago. I was playing a show in Chico. As I came in, we were driving through, and I started noticing the telegraph wires on the poles. Now this song is a secret track on 1960. I put it on. It's about, if you wait for 20 seconds after the light one that we just sang finishes, you'll hear me playing this song. I just put it on there secretly. But I hadn't apart from the connection of the story I told you, it didn't occur to me until I looked up at the wires and the telegraph pole. And I thought, about the Wichita lineman. And I thought about that song I sang you. I felt so much. Lying in the back seat of that Renault, eyes wide open to the sky, watching. It was just a weird little moment that I just didn't get the connection until I realized that I'd sung another song about wires from poles on the same album. And it was kind of a little serendipity thing, and anyway, there you go. Thank you, everybody, so much. It's been an honor. Thank you so much.